is Oracle, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get this thing started here. And this is going to be a heck of a live stream to talk about. Um, I did a video on this a while back, I think maybe a year ago, on my top favorite Friday the 13th Final Girls. Now, I had something I was thinking about with doing a video on this, and I believe I mentioned it before, because I updated my top five, and we are going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with five, number five, and number five is Rennie from Friday the 13th Part 8. I know a lot of people do not like this this girl. They don't like her. They don't like her as the final girl. She's really never mentioned in anybody's top favorites. But with further to do, I would actually say, with Friday the 13th Part 8 being the very first Friday the 13th film I saw in theater back when I was like 4 or 5 or 6 years old at the time, back in '89. I really liked the movie. I know it's silly, it's unpredictable sometimes, but when you get Rennie, she's this girl that has a very controlling uncle. He doesn't want her to do anything dangerous, but years before, he pushed her out of the boat at Crystal Lake, and she was trying to teach her to swim, and that's when she had I guess a hallucination of young Jason pulling her down. So, ever since then, the character's been held back, but as the movie progresses, she learns to overcome her fears, and she mentions it to her Uncle Charles in one scene in the film. And this girl has been through heck. Couple when they get to New York, a couple of I don't want to say they're gang members. I don't think they are. They're criminals, I would say. They drug her. They actually try to rape her. Doesn't work out because Jason, for the first time, is a hero. He saves her, but to overcome the odds of being drugged and stuff like that, and having those effects actually wear off with time, she became a hell of a heroine. I really liked her. Especially when Sean gets knocked out cold by Jason in the sewers where they were at underneath New York, and it's just just the way she did it. You couldn't get me in the lake, and you're not going to get me now. And then she's running, and then the thing that really was her weapon was the toxic waste in this barrel or canister which she throws. However, I love the wardrobe she wore. The jacket is by far my favorite. The pants, the shoes. I just love all that. Her style of clothing that she had in the film was just, I thought was amazing. For the time it being 1989. So, that is that. We got Rennie out of the way. So moving on to my number 4 pick. And we are going to go with Rowan from Jason X. I remember seeing this film, and I showed the ticket off here. I still got my movie ticket. Rowan from Jason X. I really enjoyed this character. I know some people do not like. I know some people do not like Jason X. I could really care less what everybody thinks. They want to go ahead. Hey, how can you dare like Jason X and this and that? And everybody likes different things for a reason. We should never go ahead and bash somebody because they like this thing or they like that thing. My thing is that Rowan is the first and only Asian final girl that we've had in this franchise. and that is something that is really unique about this character. Uh, it's I mean, she knows things about Jason because she studied him over the years before Earth 2 went in a land waste after she was accidentally in cross stasis with Jason on Earth 1. But when she wakes up, she warns everybody on the Grendel about him. They should get rid of him. But she's a fighter, man. She's definitely one of those types of people that are really trying to think here. She's never negative. She's never negative. It doesn't seem like she's negative at all in the film, except for the one part where oh, you piece of crap, like when she tries to go ahead and get the door open when Brodsky's on the outside near the end of the film. But for the most part, she's a very positive person. I mean, you can see that I'm trying to describe how she is compared to the other final girls. I think she tries to keep a positive mind of things, what's going on throughout the movie. I mean, there are some bits where she does get kind of a little bit edgy. I know she gets a little edgy with Kinsa, which is keep quiet or I'll snap your neck myself. Stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, she's tough. I mean, I really like that part of her. She's really tough and stuff. Now we got Rowan out of the way, so we're gonna go to my number three, and that is none other. And it's changed up. I forgot who I had it. I forgot who was originally in my. There's one person I took out of my part 5 lineup. Everybody stayed the same except for one person, and I switched this person out. And my number 3, Trish Jarvis, is at my number 3. I love Trish Jarvis. I just recently did the live commentary for the final chapter, and I just sat there and I just watched it, and I'm thinking, she's a really good final girl. I mean, she's got her younger brother Tommy, which she protects him an awful lot throughout the film, which you do see that against Jason, and this is what you call a caring sister that'll do anything to protect her family. Of course, she wasn't there to save her mom, but just very tough. And I loved how she fought back at Jason, and just the girl next door type. That's what she felt like to me. I do like the wardrobe she had on, especially in the third act. If you guys saw my commentary for it, that blue dress that she's got on, that's not a dress, guys. That's an actual oversized, button-down blue shirt that she's wearing that was made into a dress or how she wore it. And she's got the belt, and I love the little ankle boots that she has as well, which is really cool. So, she's just really outgoing. I mean, battling Jason to the end, and until Tommy comes down and just goes ahead and tries to get Jason to remember. I don't know if he was trying to get Jason to remember of what his childhood was like or what. I'm not really sure, because I know Tommy came down with almost all of his head shaved, even though that was like a cap that he had, that Corey Feldman had on. So, Corey Feldman had talked about it in an interview. But yeah, I mean, Trish definitely is one of my favorite final girls. New to this top 5 lineup. And now we get down to the last 2. And the last 2 are definitely my 2 all-time favorites. We're starting out with number 2. Chris Higgins from Friday the 13th, Part 3. This character, she originally came across Jason about, I believe, a year before Part 3 happened. I believe I would have to stop and think about what the timeline is. But she had that scene where she was talking to Rick about encountering him, but she didn't even know his name. That's the unique thing about part three, guys, is that part three never mentions Jason's name unless you get to the flashback scene from part two at the finale of it. It's the only time you hear his name mentioned. But with the rest of the movie, his name is never mentioned at all. So Chris doesn't even know who the hell Jason even is. But she encountered him about a year or so prior to meeting up for the events of part three. Of course, she goes crazy at the end after the aftermath of it all. Nobody knows what happened to her. She might be put in an institution and stuff like that. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is that she was an excellent final girl. Really loved her backstory. Really loved her character. And I gotta say, the only reason that she defeated Jason was the help of Ali, the biker, if it wasn't for him sacrificing himself, I don't think she would have lasted. But you never know. If they didn't put that scene in there, I think there might have been another way that Chris would have survived. But further to do, I mean, Chris is definitely awesome, despite what happens to her going crazy at the end after the aftermath of part three. And now, guys, my number one favorite final girl, and I think it's everybody's, from Friday the 13th Part 2, Ginny Field. She is the first one to encounter Jason. Technically, Alice was, but Alice didn't know who it was. Alice got attacked from behind with a ice pick in her, in her home. But Ginny's actually the first one to face Jason and defeat him, using her psychology skills that she was going to go to school for. She was going to school for child psychology, I believe. That's what was stated in the film. So, very, very attractive blonde. Great girl, like I said, guys, girl next door. These women in these films, in the other ones, almost like the girls next door, There ain't nothing supermodel about any of these women in the other ones. I mean, but they're natural beauties, if you ask me. But, I mean, if you look at it on a standpoint, what I'm standing on, Amy Steele has natural beauty. I met her years ago at a convention. Really nice lady too. Just really, really nice. A lot of fun to talk to and everything. But yeah, I mean, Ginny telling Paul and Ted at the bar, it's called the casino in the film, just giving her, what would he be like today? Some kind of boy beast running around Camp First Lake, a fighting retard, a child trapped in a man's body. I believe that he was all of those combined, like what she was saying. So, but she was the first one. It had a real good chase scene too. There were some good chase scenes in the other sequels, but 3 is right up there too. 3 had a real good chase scene. But, you can't go wrong with Ginny Field, man. But yeah, that's it, guys. That is my top 5 favorite Friday the 13th girls of the Friday the 13th franchise. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I had a blast doing this live stream here. And let me know in the comments, who are your favorite, or your top favorite Friday the 13th final girls. It'd be awesome to hear about it. Anyways, guys, this is Oracle sign off. Take care and have a great rest of your Sunday.